I'm a psych major, and I want to know why dementia patients remember that they're racist but don't remember their kids.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. There is this particular conversation I saw on my For You, and I decided to jump into it where people are, reacting to the fact that Ray and Sis and patient with dementia, like all these old people with dementia, have something in common. Like you will see that an old woman, very old, tan-colored woman having dementia, forgetting her name and that of her children, even the first child's name. But this particular person never forgets to use the N word when they see people that looks like me. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into the stitches, and we are going to come back to talk about it.
Never makes sense to me, man. Dementia and racism. Those two combinations, for some reason, to me, should never go together. But for some reason, they always do. Some way, somehow, whatever. How the hell, people with dementia, you can't remember your daughter's name, hell, you can't remember to wipe your ass, but you remember to hate another person based on their skin color. It's crazy to me, right? Because you know what? Maybe I'm tripping. Because let me know how the hell you can't remember your daughter's and son names, but you still got time to be racist. You still got time to think, you know what? That skin color is beneath me. Which is wild to me, right? Wild as hell. Dementia and racism. I can't remember shit, but I remember, you know what? I hate your kind. Make it make sense. I think the world needs more empathy, man. That's a problem. The world needs more empathy. I still, like, maybe, let me stop.
I'm a psych major, and I want to know why dementia patients remember that they're racist but don't remember their kids. I'll be back when I get an answer. And I think I came up with an answer. So, after doing a little bit of research, I came up with the conclusion that because dementia affects long-term and short-term memory, mainly short-term memory first, that's why they don't remember later in life things like having kids, getting married, stuff like that. It also affects long-term memory. That's why they can't remember, their siblings and stuff like that. But key thing is some instances where they do remember certain things are through emotion. People raised with super racist parents are always told to fear black people more than, to hate them. You feel me? It's more of a fear thing. And I believe that the, racism that older people have that triggers a lot when they have dementia is that the fear that they're taught about black people triggers that emotion that makes them, be racist. Also with dementia, their lack of filtering. They're not able to filter out and realize that, hey, you can't say that no more. Those things are not acceptable anymore.
Is racism the only thing that dementia and Alzheimer's can't get rid of? Because everybody that be forgetting shit damn near always still racist. Like, hell, you still have hatred for people. Is it just that deep rooted? Is it like in the DNA to where you have to hate a person or somebody? Cause shit, even though those people that ain't racist, they damn near ain't fat people, and they misogynistic. They just be hating on somebody for some reason. Like, what? Like, you couldn't remember to eat, but you could remember he was a nigga? Like, huh? What? Are you serious? And I don't know, they be saying it with such aggression, too, and pure hatred. They be like, you know what I'm saying, though. And I'm not trying to talk crazy about anybody grandparents or anybody parents with dementia or Alzheimer's. Like, my granny had it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just when it really come down to it. Let's be for real. Why the hatred still there? Is it crawling through your DNA? Do you just have to hate somebody?
All right, racists, let's talk about how low you fall within society. Racist America has this weird obsession with external validation. They love to associate themselves with relics and physical objects like the American flag, which was created by black people. They hold their love of country at such a high regard by associating their heritage with statues. Because deep in the rotting architecture of this settler nation lives a centuries-old panic. The knowledge that it will never match the spiritual, intellectual, and civilizational depth of the very people it tried to erase. Racist America is jealous, and it's loud about it. Believe it or not, racists don't become enraged from experiencing disrespect or experiencing racism. That's what usually sets off normal people who have a strong, assuring love for self. Instead, racists have convulsions of insecurity. It will literally harm you if they get overlooked for that participation trophy. Or if they witness an actual black couple who is deeply in love, and it's not that weird, hidden sibling spouses that they're so accustomed to seeing. Racist Americans were never designed to create, only to follow the true leaders. The racist mind isn't inventive, it's extractive. Let's dig deep into the creation that existed before the animalistic society became part of the picture. Before the first pale ankle stepped off the boat, the people that were believed to be savages had mathematical calendrics that synced with cosmic patterns. Zero-based computation systems that Europe couldn't even count to. Ecological governance that made this land so attractive they riddled it with disease. Black people were managing biomes without genocide. And the version that the primates believed was better involved stripping the forests, paving roads, fracking, renaming, and flooding. Let's talk Black intelligence. Black intelligence is America's unpaid operating system. Black inventions developed from irrigation systems to music to medicine. Blood plasma separation? A black doctor. Dr. Charles Drew. The first farmers on this soil were black people. That's where cotton truly came from. Not some gruesome fear-based slave story meant to riddle black people with generations of trauma and skewed belief. I mean, let's get real. When has white America ever been truthful and held itself accountable? Do you honestly believe that they would tell the truth about slavery and then just lie about the rest of history? Inferior species cannot be trusted to be truthful and forthcoming. Let's just call a spade a spade. These people couldn't even pass an open book test on their own flag and constitution. They know nothing about this place. What racist America calls ghetto today, they'll sell back to you as high fashion tomorrow. What they can't buy is the soul. So instead, they demonize it. They pathologize what they can't metabolize. Because they know that beneath the steel and concrete of this empire is a landfill of forgotten gods and unfinished thefts. America is a cosplay of civilization. The truth? America has no culture. Only costume. It mimics black ingenuity, steals it, and then renames Turtle Island. The racist American is a performance. Scared, sterile, and stitched together with lies. And every time a black person dances and chooses to breathe in spite of it, America is reminded that its supremacy is held together with gunpowder and gaslighting.
If you work in the healthcare field, then this video is for you. I don't give a fuck what you do, from the top to bottom. If you work in healthcare, then this video is for you. One thing I cannot wrap my head around and I will never understand is patients with dementia and Alzheimer's. If you know, you know. One of the main effects is memory loss. They don't be remembering shit. They don't even remember their name. They don't remember husbands, wives, kids, nothing. They don't even remember where they ate half of the time. But if they was racist their whole life, they don't forget how to be racist. They don't forget how to be racist. You can ask them, what is your name? They won't know. But they remember that they do not like your black ass. And I find that mind-boggling because people say racism is taught, which is true, but it's like to lose your memory but still remember you don't like a person because of their skin color? What? If you work in the healthcare field, then this video is for you. Come to one thing a dementia or elderly patient don't forget is slavery. I started my medical assistant job when I was 18. I'm 19 now, and it wasn't unusual for a patient to be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, you're so cute. Like, I'm the age of their child. So I remember one day, we had like a slow clinic day, and this old couple came in, and they were like 80, 90, like old as fuck. And the wife ended up having to go use the restroom, and the husband was like, hey, if you don't mind, could you escort her back to the lobby when she's done, because I don't want to end her with me, and she's probably gonna forget how to get there because she has dementia. I'm like, cool. Like, I love elderly people. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna escort her back. Like, I'm gonna chat it up with her. Like, I love that. Like, I grew up around my great grandmother. Like, me chatting with elderly people is nothing. Like, that's slight to me. So she comes out the bathroom. She's looking all confused, like she don't know where to go. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna escort you back to the lobby, okay? She's like, okay. I'm like, come on, just follow me. So we get to walk, and she stops in the middle of the hallway. She's like, you're so adorable. My great grandfather would have a heart attack if he saw you. I'm like, bitch, what? I kind of brushed it off. I'm like, oh, really? Like, and I kept walking. We kept walking. We didn't really say too much. I'm thinking, like, what the fuck did she mean by that? So anyways, we get to the lobby. I gave her some candy. I'm gonna close the door on her so I can go back to clinic. She's like, oh, don't worry, I won't tell him I saw you. I'm like, tell who what? She's like, oh, my great grandfather, don't worry, I won't tell him.
And then it took me to get back to my desk and just sit there and think about it. Like, this lady, great-grandfather, was probably like a slave master, and she's so fucking out of it that she thinks I'm a fucking slave. It's just so crazy to me. Like, that's the one thing they don't seem to forget. So I think I had posted it on my story, and my homeboy slid up and was like, yeah, I used to volunteer at the nursing home with my mom, and it's the one thing they don't forget is racism, civil rights, and slavery. And that's just mind-boggling to me. Do they know that shit was so fucked up that it's just kind of ingrained in their mind for like the rest of fucking eternity? Because that's crazy. Like, you will forget the name of your firstborn child, but you didn't forget how you lynched them niggas.
You would not have to feel white guilt if y'all would fix y'all will not win this race.
Am I the only white person on the face of the earth that didn't grow up with racist parents and grandparents? And that's not to say that being white and growing up in a white family, we were not upholding white supremacy. We were falling more into the white savior complex side of things. But like I had two sets of grandparents that were Republicans. They switched to Democrat to vote for Barack Obama because they saw the racism in their own party, and they also didn't want to miss out on voting for the first black president. And then my parents, Democrats my entire life. I did not know, and to this day I'm still learning, like, racist tropes and stereotypes. They always went over my head. Like, if kids at school were this is also an issue I'm having where Jewish people are like, oh, like, there's all this anti-Semitism. I'm like, I didn't even know you were Jewish. I don't even know what the tropes are. My stepdad, his dad survived the Holocaust, so like there was never any anti-Semitism or any comments about it. Like, we didn't have any media about it. My entire family volunteered on Barack Obama's campaign. When he won, we were just sobbing hysterically. Again, white savior complex. But yeah, so like, I feel like I'm missing out on the collective experience of, I'm not racist now, but I was raised by racist parents. I think one time one of my grandpas like called Chinese food Oriental or something, and I was like, what does that mean? And I think it was my stepmom, I don't even know, it was like, Dad, like, it's Chinese. And I was like, what is that? What? And now I know that's not how you say that. But again, I think that there were probably conversations that were going over my head, or jokes that were going over my head, because I was just like, not raised that way.
Remember your own goddamn name. Don't even know where you are. Oh, but you remember that you hate black people. Ooh. It shocks me every single time when I come across a clip of this dementia patient who is actively talking about how he was part of the freaking oh, like, it's not that deep. It's just not that deep. It's like engraved in their DNA for some goddamn reason. You don't remember your own children's names. You don't remember your name, but you remember that you hate black people. Like, it genuinely makes me wonder, because no one can tell me if racism wasn't that bad back in the day. Oh, it was bad. Clearly. So when a white person's like, yeah, my mima, low-key kind of racist, like, hee hee ha ha. I don't know. I don't really find that hee hee ha ha, because that's basically who they are.
This video is for black people and black people only. If you are not black, you are welcome to stay, but you are not welcome to speak over us. Well, I've been thinking a lot about this proverbial cookout in our safe and sacred spaces. Who is given or granted access to those spaces? And I've also been thinking about the pettiness of racism. Things like, we couldn't even swim in the same damn pool. We couldn't drink from the same water fountains. In certain places, we couldn't eat vanilla ice cream unless it was like one time a year. Vanilla ice cream. We couldn't use the same bathrooms. We couldn't use the same waiting room. We couldn't sit in the same spaces. At certain points, we couldn't go to the same schools. Couldn't go to the same doctors, dentists. Couldn't be in the same sororities or fraternities. Couldn't be a part of certain unions. It is only within the last few generations that those doors have begun to open to us. And it bothers me that after all of that closure, historically, to us, after only just getting access to these places within like my mom's generation, we now find it imperative to allow access to some of our most sacred spaces where we just to get to exist. That don't bother y'all?
I don't think a lot of people actually realize just how deeply ingrained racism is in everyday life. And the way I really clocked this was through the simple action of taking a receipt. So just stay with me now, okay? Growing up, I was always told to take a receipt whenever we went shopping. I had no clue why this was the case, but I just always did it. Same thing applies to most of my black friends. We'd go shopping, we'd all take receipts, and it got to the point where one of our white friends, this was like in secondary school days, was now asking us, oh, why exactly do you always take a receipt? And I had no clue. I just said my parents always told me to do it. That was the same case for my black friends as well. I'm not saying it's a universal thing, but that's just my personal experience, right? And it wasn't until recently when I clocked that the reason why our parents always told us to take receipts was because of racial profiling. People from minority backgrounds, especially black people, are very likely to be racially profiled as thieves, as people spreading chaos, as all this kind of stuff. So the act of us taking a receipt was our ability to say, no, everything that we have bought is something that we paid for. We're not thieves. We're not causing chaos, etc. And it protected us. It protected us from attacks by store owners, police, security forces, etc. Right? But what I really want to focus on is the fact that in the most minute actions of everyday life, Black people are constantly in a state where they are self-policing and self-critiquing themselves. We are constantly vigilant, constantly scared, constantly thinking of how our actions may be perceived in a manner that is, wrong or violent or in conflict with the law and will then put us into trouble. That is how racism affects people on a daily basis. Black people are not able to be truly free in today's society because they are constantly policing themselves, policing how they act, what they say, how they move. The moment a Black person brings up any sort of, conversations on these plantain topics, it's one observations. It's like, obviously, I would laugh at these jokes. I'm not going to claim I've not laughed at these jokes, but the fact of the matter is that we ourselves police ourselves to try and fit into this view of society that we think is ideal. Even when we go to the store, we're constantly thinking, oh, do you think I'm a thief? Do you think I'm this? Do you think I'm that? And we'll have to take a receipt to prove that we are not this thing, right? Other people don't have these same experiences. And that is why I feel like racism is something that's going to take a very long time to overcome, because if we are living in a society where people are just constantly in a position of self-policing, self-critiquing themselves, that isn't just going to fade away overnight. It's just going to pass away after the revolution. It's something that will take several generations to overcome, because the scars of racism are intergenerational in nature. And those scars will not be healed overnight or over a few months, over a few years. It'll take generations to heal them. And I think I just want to bring that up. That's quite interesting to me, at least.
Like, seriously, love this. When I saw this particular discussion on my For You, I was like, this is it. I have seen so many stitches, coming from maybe a Black nurse, a Black person that works in all of these old people homes and all of that, and how they complain about how they are being treated and called names by these old pan-colored people who are suffering from this dementia illness. Dementia, when you're getting old, you are meant to forget so many things. Some of them actually, like, some of them forget the name of their kids, the name of their first child, even when they get married. Some of them even goes as far as forgetting what they ate the previous day. But they are not quick to forget to remind you that you are an N-word. When I saw this discussion, I was like, this is something that needs to be talked about. Like, this is a topic that I want to invest myself on, because I really want to know the reason why. Like, why is it that these guys will forget about every other things, but will never forget being rare and cis? They will never forget telling you that I don't like your skin color. Like, I saw a particular stitch on my For You, which I can't even stitch it here. But what happened in the said stage is the fact that this Black lady was assigned to take care of this, what I'm talking about. And one thing led to the other. This old pen-colored person who is definitely having a dementia decided to spit on this Black lady using the N-word on her. I thank God that she filmed everything, and I hope that she's going to, place a charge, because dementia or not, you should also forget that you are a rare cis. It's always with these, elderly people. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. It's as if all of a sudden, when they are so old, they remember what their ancestors did or what they did growing up. They remember how they treat people that looks like me. And they forget every other thing. When they say that rare and cis is rooted in blood, it's rooted on how you have been raised. This is a particular example. But what I can't understand is the fact that if you can't forget about rare and cis and how it's being rooted and how why then will you forget the name of your child that you gave birth to, that came out from you? You can forget the name, but you can't forget being rare and cis. Like, Like, it's not as if these guys are not having the dementia or whatsoever. They are having it all. But they have to not forget about being Ray and sis. It's so weird, right? Because if you're having some color up there, you have to really forget about being just like, not just forget about everything. Since you're forgetting your memory, you're forgetting your children, the names of your children, or where you live. So why wouldn't you just forget about being Ray and sis, or even forget about color, seeing color like black or white, or calling someone the N word? You don't forget about that. When you forget about the one you gave birth to that came out from you. These people need to be studied, and I think some professionals need to find out the reason why. There should be a reason to find out the reason why these people often forget about their own offspring, but remember that they are cis. I have seen, sometimes some of us send me some stitches, but sometimes I can't even put it, but because it's something I can't even bring myself to watch. It's so hurting, especially that of that's hit on this woman's face. In the disguise of, I don't remember, using the N word on her, using IHAT, your color. Can you imagine? But you don't remember the name of your child. You don't remember the name of the first name of your husband, or even your street name. You don't even remember your address, but you remember to use the N word, right? To use the N word. Do better. Do better, because at the end of the day, Ray and sis cursed a lot. This present administration is actually showing us that Ray and sis, at some points, it start affecting everyone. It start affecting everyone at some point. So there's no point treating someone differently because of this person's skin color. It doesn't pay. It might pay for the meantime, but at a long run, it doesn't. It doesn't. Anyway, lovely listener, just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to the channel if you're here to do that, like, and I will see you, lovely listener, upload the next one.